Hi, in the fourth module, that is uplink channel transport processing. Today, let us see the topic, that is CQI feedback modes. So before going enter into the exact of feedback modes, first we will have a brief about the CQI. So CQI stands for the channel quality indicator. So as the name implies, it is an indicator carrying the information on how good or bad the communication channel quality is. This is CQI is for actually high speed data packet access. So this CQI is the information. So what information? That the user equipment will send to the network. So how the practically it can be embraced. So based on the two category, it is going to be embraced. That is current communication channel quality is, that is good or bad, such thing. And the second thing is the user equipment wants to get the data, that is the small transport block size or large transport block size. So if such type of information will be turned directly converted into throughput is nothing but the rate of production. So after this everyone will get a normal question: what would happen if user equipment sent inaccurate CQI? So in HSDPA, the CQI value ranges from 0 to 30. If the CQI value or the CQI indicates the value 30, that means the channel quality is best. If it indicates 0 or 1, it indicates that channel quality is poor. So depending the value which UE reports, the network transmit data with different transport block size. And also after this again we will get one more question in such a way that how user equipment will estimate the CQI, right? So here it is little bit tedious. That is we can't say clarifical clear cut answer, but the basic CQI measurement can be done by three things, that is signal to noise ratio, signal to interference plus noise ratio, signal to noise plus distortion ratio. So now we can enter into the reporting feedback modes. So here these are two types of reporting feedback. It is a periodic reporting and aperiodic reporting. In the periodic reporting, we are using the uplink control channel, and here it is configured by the higher layer. So here that CQI, PMI, it is a precoder matrix indicator, rank index, all those things will be these parameters will the user equipment report these parameters. If you go for the aperiodic reporting, it can be used to provide the large, that is nothing but single reporting instance. Okay, and how this reporting timing will be triggered, already we have studied the format, that is DCI, that during this timing will be triggered by this format. And also this periodic and aperiodic reporting is supporting the subband CQI reporting and the wideband CQI reporting. Now let us see the subband CQI feedback. Okay, in this subband CQI feedback, whenever the aperiodic mode is used, that time there are two configuration is the one is higher layer configured subband report, another one is user equipment selected subband report. So what will happen in the higher layer configured subband report? So here it is by each band in a single feedback report will user equipment reports here, and it is basically specified by a higher layer message and on the system bandwidth. Then if you go for the second category, that is user equipment selected subband report, if you go for this category, the M band with the highest CQI values will be reported here, and we will see the diagrammatic representation for the average per sector downlink throughput. Let's see. So if we go here, it is a very known thing. In the x-axis, it has been defined for wideband CQI, and in the subband CQI, we have studied that upper layer configured is also there, and user equipment. User equipment is leading with the best M bands. And the y-axis, it is average sector throughput. Throughput is nothing but rate of production. So you can see the variance, how the status is going to be vary for the particular subband reporting. So next we will see the upper shared chain channel feedback type. Here you see wideband CQI. There mode 1, 2, that is present only for the multiple PMI. In there is no PMI and single PMI, there is no modes are used. The same way in user equipment selected also, the only mode 220 is acting as a no PMI, and mode 222 is acting as a multiple PMI. So higher layer configured in no PMI is also there, and mode single PMI is also there. Such a way we are categorizing the feedback type with the feedback reporting concepts. Then followed by this mode types with the reporting type, there are 7 transmission modes in the downlink, and each of them will support the subset of reporting mode. That is nothing but we will see the diagram here. Here if you see, the transmission mode is categorized into 7 types. Okay, now see the single antenna port, that is given as represented by port 0. Okay, in that the periodic reporting mode is mode 120 and 220, and the second transmission mode is nothing but transmit diversity. Here the transmitter, what do you mean by transmit diversity? The transmitter will send same data stream by each antenna. Okay, this introduce redundancy on the system. So what is the use of introducing redundancy on the system? So this redundancy will reduce the fading and give a better signal to noise ratio at the receiver. So already we have seen the CQI measurement, one of the parameter is nothing but signal to noise ratio. So in the transmit diversity, what is happening? We are introducing the redundancy in the system, and this redundancy will reduce the fading and it will give the better signal to noise ratio at the receiver. And the third one is the open loop spatial multiplexing. Okay, and here it is the MIMO techniques, that is multiple input multiple output techniques. Here this MIMO will send them two information tree which can be transmitted 2 or more antennas, and if you come to the fourth transmission mode, that is nothing but closed loop spatial multiplexing. So in the closed loop spatial multiplexing, this utilizes the channel state information, that will be abbreviated as CSI at the transmitter, and the multimeter MIMO we know that here, and the last one is single antenna port 5. Here we are using mode 10, 20, 20, 30, because for the both the periodic reporting mode as well as the aperiodic reporting mode. Then if you come to the periodic CQI reporting, so here in the periodic it is configured by higher layers, and we are using the upper control channel as the one of the reporting mode. Here mode is nothing but mode 120 and 220. These modes will not report the PMI, and they will be used for the open loop MIMO modes and only for the single antenna port transmission. And if you discuss about the mode 1 and mode 2.1, it will report a single PMI for closed loop MIMO modes. That is only the wideband PMI is reported. What we have seen in the tabular column, it is elaborated here. And we'll come to the aperiodic CQI reporting. Here actually here also we are using the shared channel. In the previous one we have used the uplink control channel. Here we are using the shared channel because it will reports the CQI, PMI and RA reporting, and the subframe size will be n plus k. And how the value of k it is specified. That is, for example, if you take frequency division duplex, K is equal to 4. Okay, and for suppose TDD, UL and DL configuration, it will vary from, that is 0 to 7, that we will call it as 1 to 6. So we will see in the diagram. See here, the DL subframe number and the TDD or uplink DL converters 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has been given how the value of K has been identified. Here it was very clear in this. Next we will see the three different aperiodic CQI feedback type. Here it is wideband feedback and higher layer configured subband feedback, user equipment selected subband feedback, and along with this 5 reporting modes are there, mode 20 and 30. These both modes are used for single antenna port transmission, that is open loop multiple input multiple output modes. And mode 3.1 is nothing but single PMI, 1.2 and 2.2 with multiple PMI for the closed loop multiple input and multiple output modes. Now coming to here in the wideband CQI feedback, actually we have thought how this CQI is going to be estimate the channel measurement. We have seen the three main things, that SNR, SNIR, SNR plus ratio, and all those things. What happened when the CQI reports the low quality or low values or high values. So if you come to this wideband CQI, here we are assuming that transmission is only in the sub band. Okay, that is important thing here. It is happening only in the sub band. So the user equipment can select the precoding matrix for each sub band. Okay, then again here coming to the second thing, the selected precoding matrix in each sub band will be coded for CQI value for each code word. That is also one of the user equipment reports. Then if you see about the higher layer configured subband feedback. By the name itself, the subband feedback will be configured by the higher layer. It has two different types of reporting modes. That is, in the tabular column we have seen that without PMI, with a single PMI, with multiple PMI. But for this higher layer configured subband feedback, mode 320, that is without PMI, and mode 321 with single PMI is supporting for the process. And the next category is user equipment selected subband feedback. So here two different reporting modes are there, again with the PMI, and here you can see with multiple PMI. There we see with the PMI and with the single PMI. Here it is going for the multiple PMI. So whenever that is MIMO, that is multiple input, multiple output, that is we have seen here closed loop spatial multiplexing, open loop spatial multiplexing, and the modes, how the number of values of K has been selected in the tabular column. Now we have seen that. So this is the way we have going to estimate the channel quality measurement. Hope everybody has understand this topic. Thank you.